Hello, everybody. Welcome to another Sunday Funday, and I told you the beautiful Maggie Pooh's going to be back with us. Yeah, I know the other one came out fucking Friday. Sorry. But hey, we're here actually talking about a new-ish kind of movie, and that of course is You Should Have Left. There wasn't a whole lot of before talking about this.
Sorry, my stomach just made noise. I thought you were.
Yeah. I heard that. It sounded like a truck engine in the background. Megan's giving her own opinions on things, stomach-wise.
Oh, just impromptu. Just, oh my goodness. Like, that's kind of embarrassing.
Well, you didn't, rip major ass. That would have been a lot worse.
I'm sorry.
Well, there she goes. She's losing it.
Oh, I don't know why that's the thing that breaks me. No.
Do you ever have a reason?
Again, this review started off right.
Yeah, with the giggles. Yeah, those who are wondering about this movie, it's a Blumhouse flick. And of course, it's based on a story by the same name, a novella technically. And I think we need to get it out of the way. There is no way that the writer of this novella and the writer of this movie never read House of Leaves.
Mm-hmm.
I've talked about House of Leaves in my Inconsistent Bookworm before. This beautiful one, she's read it.
I still say it's a horror story, not a love story. But
It's a love story. It's a love story. We can get together.
You dork.
Maybe I'm cute. But yeah, there is so many striking similarities in certain things. It's about an older guy who's with a younger woman. She happens to be connected with, the entertainment industry. At least in terms of the movie here. And not only that, but the house is weird, and they kind of... It's bigger on the inside than it is on the outside, and stuff like that. This one, the movie, if you want a quick synopsis of it, it technically explains a lot more than House of Leaves, but I think that always was actually one of the charms for House of Leaves, is it never explained it. It just left it up in the air. It's like, is it haunted? Is it in their mind? Who knows? Woo! But yeah, there is some striking similarities at times.
Yeah, it's House of Leaves meets The Shining.
Yeah.
It's like not an original thought in this writer's head. Apparently.
Yeah, this movie suffers from a whole lot of... There's nothing new in this. You have seen every single fucking second of this movie in something else. You have either...
At the very least, in the trailer.
Yeah.
It gives away a lot of it, especially the last... 20 or 30 minutes?
If even that much time, actually. Maybe 20 minutes. That is one thing that this movie has in heaps. It is aggressively boring. I don't know how you got an hour and a half long film that takes...
30 or 40 minutes to even do anything.
Yeah, to just begin to get actually legitimately kind of creepy. And even then, it only revolves around Welsh people being weird. It's one of those, thanks? The Welsh sure are wacky. I guess it was kind of the thing, and they're just kind of weird to them. Because we also need to have this one guy to have a humorous moment where this guy's trying to get groceries. He just keeps walking back and grabs one thing. Walks back, goes grabs another thing.
I mean, butter and bread. And brings back butter. And bread and eggs. Grabs the butter. Or grabs the bread.
Yeah, and then grab.
And eggs. It's there's so many things on the list, I'm just one by one,
And it's one of those, I'm like, I get this is supposed to be funny. Hard quotations there. But it would be helpful to do that after you've actually tried to terrify me. The most is done is some spooky things, At one point, he goes to write in his journal, which that's another thing this movie doesn't do well. It doesn't set anything else up real well. Like, it tries to set up that supposedly Kevin Bacon, the main character's name is Theo Conroy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He is married to Amanda Seyfried. I don't even... Susanna. Yeah, I was like, well, I can't remember her fucking name. And they have a daughter. Her name is Ella. Can't I help myself? But yeah, they decide, because Susanna's a actress, she's about to do a shoot in London, is what she says. And it's a 8-week shoot, so she must be a big character, I guess. Mm. But yeah, they're about to shoot something. They said, hey, since we got like a week, how about we go stay somewhere? And
rent a house in Wales.
yeah. And they're like, well, it's in London. It's like, those aren't really that close to each other.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a lot closer than if somebody were to say, I'm waiting for the day when somebody tries to say, oh, we're going to, since you're going to Austin to do something, why don't we stay in Dallas for a few days? Like, I realize it's like 3.5 hours apart, nearly. If not more. Depending on how slow you drive. And get ran over by the truckers, because they ain't gonna put your shit. But, yeah, they're supposed to be staying at this house, and supposedly, like, creepy things happen. Though, like, the biggest creepy thing is that he kind of gets absorbed by his journal he's writing in, and he's supposedly meditating. But again, like I'm kind of saying, it's like, they don't set that up real well. They just, oh, he's meditating and he's writing in a journal. It's like, well, why is he doing this?
Yeah, a lot of the creepy stuff happens in, like, nightmares. Mm-hmm. That Kevin Bacon keeps having.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's setting up this storyline of, oh, he's accused of killing his first wife, but he was acquitted, but people still think that he was guilty.
Yeah.
And it's just like this dark cloud hanging over them. It doesn't really get explained till, like, 40 minutes to an hour into the movie.
Yeah. And even then, it kind of just tiptoes around it, and it's like, there's so much better ways they could have done that kind of storyline. Like, I was even talking with Megan earlier, it's like, show him at the beginning of the film with his first wife, you know, and kind of leave it kind of ambiguous on whether or not if he actually killed her or not. Maybe have them just arguing, and then, you know, maybe just like a flash cut over and she's falling into a tub and drowning, and then you see him, oh God, and trying to get her out and everything. Mm-hmm. Anything like that, but no, we don't get any kind of actual, like, what happened during that until the end of the fucking movie. Like, literally, we don't really know what happened, or even see what happened.
5 minutes, I think.
Yeah. It's like, if this is going to be a plot line, keep it going throughout the entire film. It just kind of gets brought up and gets left behind.
Yeah, instead the wife just kind of pops up either in conversation or in nightmares, or when they keep getting, like, lost in the house, because it's like, go into one room and then you're right back into this other room, and
yeah, and it really doesn't even do that, though, until, like, the last, like, 15, 20 minutes of the movie, and it's,
yeah,
at that point, you're already, well, check the fuck out, because you're like, I don't care anymore. I don't give a shit about now the house wanting to try and finally be creepy. It's like, okay, why not beforehand? Like, what about anything else to be truly frightening instead of, you know, oh, I'm going to be spooky at the end. Mm-hmm. And on top of that, there's supposed to be issues between Kevin Bacon and Amanda Seyfried, and the fact that she is having a affair on the side.
Yeah, there's an emotional distance between them, mm-hmm. both because of this dark cloud hanging over him, because of, you know, people thinking that he was guilty of killing his wife, and also the fact that she's this actress who, she's kind of self-absorbed.
Kind of? Her nose is attached to her phone, I swear, at times. And they could have done anything with it. They could have done some really cool shots with that. I guess like one really cool shot. If they wanted to go upon the fact that this house is fucking with them, but maybe it's almost doing it subtly. Have her, looking at her phone, messing with it, just kind of staring down. Goes in one room. You're seeing it completely over her shoulder, but you still get, because it's on a wide angle lens, you still see the rest of what's happening around her. And maybe like you see her open the door, and the camera pans a little away from her. You still hear her kind of, maybe she giggles to herself or something while she's texting somebody, and you look, she's in the same room. She just left. Mm-hmm. And then she finally goes out and then goes through a different door, and boom. But no, we get none of that. She's the whole time while the wife is there. It's just at best like dream sequences, and even then, they're nothing worse than what you helped. Nightmare on Elm Street's done these a lot better. I was really expecting Freddy Krueger to start popping out.
Yeah, nothing really happens with the wife. It's all focused on Kevin Bacon and the daughter.
Yeah, because ultimately by the end of it, to spoil this movie,
Yeah.
so the big reveal is he let his wife die. He didn't murder her in the traditional way of thinking.
But he watched her fall into the water and failed to do anything, and like actually watched her drown.
Yeah, he pretty much just let her die. It's one of those like, yeah, that was a scummy thing to do at best. But to sit there and say, oh, he killed her, it's like, hey, It's like, because here's the thing. He might have seen her fall into it, not think anything of it, then, maybe, then looks over, oh, holy shit, and then, yeah, and she's actually under there drowning. That
well,
can still...
well, he even admitted that he hated her, and that he should have left years ago.
Yeah.
He just... like...
Yeah, and then also, I gotta throw up the bit of the point poking holes in this little plot here, or the fact that I guess this magic house, because it sent itself to them. It's weird. You would have figured it would have just been they straight up like they felt a calling to go there, and then.
Well, apparently it sent a link to the house, sent a link of the house to both the husband and the wife, but made the wife think that the husband sent it, and made the husband think that the wife sent it, and...
Yeah, it would have been a lot better if they had legitimately kind of sought out the house. That would have made, or more importantly, if Kevin Bacon had sought it out. That would have built more into it, actually.
Yeah, apparently this house is, like, possessed by the devil or something, and there was another house before it, and God destroyed it, and the devil built another one, and apparently the devil uses this house to track down troubled souls and lure them to it in order to trap them in the house.
Hello, Shining.
I would say.
And the issue with that idea is twofold. One, yes, the wife is indeed having an extramarital affair. And no, they do not have
keeping two phones.
Yeah.
It's
like, alright, it's scummy when a husband does it, it's just as scummy if a wife does it.
Yeah. And the movie tries to make her seem angelic. Like she's some kind of saint or something. It's like, no. I mean, yeah, an affair is better than, letting your spouse die.
Yeah, negligent homicide, but it's
still... like...
if this is the devil, it's still a sin. It's like one of those like...
Yeah, I was like, okay, spoiler alert, the wife gets to live. But Kevin Bacon has to sacrifice himself in order to, let their daughter go with the wife so that the daughter can live.
Because the devil's pretty much threatening their daughter.
I'm saying it's like, oh, she would do anything for you, including stay here with you. It's like, you know what you have to do.
Yeah, and it's one of those, because of that, it kind of makes the entire actual moral idea of the entire story fall the fuck apart. Because, wouldn't the devil still just...
Wouldn't it be after both parents?
Yeah, and it says
they're both shit.
Yeah, wouldn't it just be, and that would have been a thing if we got to see it from both of their perspectives constantly. Maybe they're both being terrible. They're both lying. They're both using people for their own ends. Because that is, in all essence, what they are both doing. No offense, Amanda Seyfried more than Kevin Bacon in this instance. She is using one guy for as far as we know because it's simply from Kevin Bacon's perspective. And she's just such a self-absorbed asshole at times. Because you would think, oh, well, maybe she's doing it just to get her rocks off. And it's like, one of those like, lady, get a vibrator. Or if you are that upset, talk with him.
Yeah, because he's older. He has trouble satisfying her. Kind of beating around the bush here.
He can't keep his willy up the whole time.
Or we can just be blunt, like Charlie.
I'm as blunt as a rock to the face.
Yeah, it's kind of Kevin Bacon assumes that, you know, someone who can screw her brains out all night, unlike him.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like, it might also be, not excusing it either way, but it might also be an emotional affair because she feels emotionally distant from her husband because that, like, dark cloud over his head that he won't talk to her. But to be fair, she, like, is so self-absorbed that she won't even reach out to him and say, hey, are you okay? Come on, talk to me. I'm here. I'm your wife. Like,
yeah, and it's weird. And
like you can see he's clearly upset over this. He's, you know, he's got issues that he's trying to work on through, like, meditation and the journal and everything. It's like, maybe kind of, like, check in emotionally. That's what, you know, that's what spouses do. That's what people in a relationship do.
Though I will say a lot more of this movie makes a lot more sense in my brain. Not that it didn't make sense, but a lot of how this was written. Whenever we learned that originally this wasn't supposed to be Kevin Bacon, it was supposed to be Nicolas Cage. Yeah, it's like, okay, that would have been so much better if it was Nicolas Cage. Nothing against Kevin Bacon here, but Nicolas Cage could always grab a hold of that manic energy and be able to use it to swing between being a loving, caring husband, you know, and dutiful father to being a complete and utter psychopathic asshole. And
as evidenced in Color Out of Space.
Yeah, hell yeah. Love that shit pumping in my veins. But yeah, just ultimately this movie's plagued by the same thing that plagues a lot of modern horror films. It's just fucking boring. The creepy bits that there are creepy bits are very end located. Like, there's all the, like, actual legitimate, like, holy shit moments are all at the end of the movie. There is at best like a smidge or two in the rest of it, but it's like a scene, maybe another scene, and that's kind of it. Then the rest of it's all at the end. It's so backweighted that I was like, okay, I actually now give a shit about what's happening in the story over an hour into the fucking thing. But I would have liked to have given a shit before this.
Yeah, it's like when the movie's nearly over, that's when it decides to stop pulling its punches and actually do something.
Yeah, and because of that, it
takes nearly a freaking hour to even start up, to really get anything going.
Hell, to compare movies, Color Out of Space, what did it take? Maybe 20 minutes till shit started getting really weird?
And it all, like, it's like it took a while to get up that hill, but once it finally did, just, like, it's like just zooming, like, everything happening all at once. Like, what? Can we take a breather for, like, 5 seconds? 5 damn seconds, all I need.
Hell, to also compare to another technically kind of, like, thriller kind of film I've watched this year, VFW. VFW took a little bit to kind of introduce its characters and kind of get them so you know what's going on. But within less than 20 minutes, that movie was clicking on all cylinders there, and everything was going. We're moving forward. We're getting the story rolling. And it was a thrill ride the entire way. Invisible Man.
I was about to say, another horror movie that we've seen this year. Invisible Man took maybe 15 or 20 minutes to get started.
But even then, it was actually using its time wisely. It was setting up its characters. It was setting up the actual premise of everything. Even if you've seen the trailers, you kind of got a lot of it.
And a couple moments at the very beginning, it's like, oh, Jesus!
But to be fair, it felt like it was at least
Yeah,
earning
yeah.
those.
It was like very tense. Like, okay, gotta be quiet. And then all of a sudden, big loud. I was like, mother, son of a bitch.
So, well, I didn't need to poop anymore
I
now.
was like, well, I'm awake.
It's like, well, I sit up an inch higher now because all the poop in my pants.
But yeah, it's like it's like it was a little bit slow going, but it's like after about 15 or 20 minutes, it's like it finally started like steady pace.
Yeah, it was a consistent just ramping up till it got to its final act. Here, there is no ramp up. It's all just straight, maybe like that, like a little speed bump, and then suddenly at the final, boo, they decided to finally start heading up towards an actual, like, oh, here's stuff's happening, but it's such a anticlimactic movie at times because, like, oh, well, here it's done, I guess.
I mean, like the only real creepy part I remember is, even though we just watched it,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like the only creepy part I remember is like when it's like Kevin Bacon and the daughter are trying to leave the house. Daughter looks back. There's someone in the house.
And there's somebody in the house.
It's like, nope.
But even then, again, that's at the end of the fucking movie. It's the last 15, maybe 20 minutes of it. And it's like, what the fuck, movie? I get you want to, have a good ending. You want to give, some, like, we're getting this ramp up. We're going to actually have some more creepy stuff. But you have to have something else throughout it. There's no sprinkles. There's no nothing. It's like suddenly going, it's like, we're going to have sex. But beforehand, all we're going to do is lightly go, nah, and nah. And then just start going to Pound Town. It's so jarring of a shift.
It's like it goes straight for the anal without even bothering to get the lube.
And it's like, all right, here comes Screw.
Like, oh.
Mm-hmm.
Then you bother to ease it and just.
And balls deep, and it's like, all right, well, this is what's happening, I guess. This is a really not good movie.
Yeah. And one or two parts that were like unintentionally funny, but I don't even remember those. It's like the longer we go without watching that movie, it's like the less I'm remembering.
And even then, the unintentionally funny parts is just because of bad acting or... Also, I've got to throw it out there. Amanda Seyfried fucking sucks in this movie. Amanda Seyfried sucks, period. She's a bad actress, I'm sorry. But she is ungodly annoying in this movie. There's a lot of times you're like, can you just drive off somewhere, please? Go somewhere else, please.
Well, she does disappear from the movie for a little bit.
Yeah, but it takes till then until the movie finally actually moves forward, which is kind of strange. Maybe she's what's holding it back. Yeah, and it's bad that also, to compare it to another shitty horror film, fuck's that movie? The Curse of La La La. At least Curse of La 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 La. It at least had consistent, constant terror things throughout it. Sure, it had that crescendo that's kind of...
It held on to the tension for far too long. It's like, okay, movie's done. Just
do your boo thing now.
I say, just come and get off me. Just
yeah, but it still was at least trying that throughout the entire flick. It wasn't like this where it's like, oh well, I'm just gonna save it all till the end. It's like, well, could you maybe spray it out a little?
Yeah, it's like, it's like trying to like slowly make love, just like very, just like build and build. It's like can we pick up the pace?
It's like,
my show's about to come on.
Can you at least diddle the clit a little? Something? Can you?
And then finally, in the last couple minutes, like, just like,
No.
just like really start, just like pick up the pace, like.
Yeah, that's
Okay,
one of those.
it's like, okay, that's it? You done? Okay, cool. Okay, my show's on. Get off me.
Yeah, it's... God, it's such a jarring movie to sit through.
Yeah, just so inconsistent.
Mm-hmm.
Not just pacing, but acting.
Yeah.
Wise and...
It also doesn't help that they really want us to believe that Kevin Bacon's having pretty much kind of like mental issues throughout it, like he's trying to control his anger. You just don't see it. Again, you can tell it was written for Nicolas Cage.
Yeah, he had insecurities about him and his wife because her being so much younger, and also the fact that he actually did let his wife die, and that guilt, that Catholic guilt, hanging over him like a dark cloud.
Yeah.
And it's like, maybe that's why he's so much more vulnerable to the house than she is. It's like, well, does that mean that she doesn't feel the least bit guilty about what she did and have an affair? It's like,
Yeah,
it's like, well, that makes her even shittier a person.
yeah. It's just a bad movie, y'all. So, what would you want to give this as a final score?
I was thinking a 2, but now I'm thinking maybe that's too generous.
It's too generous. I like your elbow.
Not into that. But yeah, I think I gotta give it all, man. It's like the more we're talking about it, and the more less I'm remembering. It's like, what is there redeemable about this? I don't fucking know.
With how bad of the actual idea that this actually ended up going through, with the fact that it decided it's like, I'm gonna rip off two better well-known properties, and on top of everything, not do them well.
Mm-hmm.
And just the fact this movie is fucking boring on top of most of it. Like, I'm not kidding y'all when I say the first hour of this movie is completely worthless. You can watch the last 30 minutes and you got it. You can tell this is a novella because it was stretched really fucking thin the entire way.
Yeah, it's just like marital problems and the kid slightly being annoying, and Kevin Bacon just walking around the house, turn the lights off, and
being a dad.
yeah, and everything just like some supernatural force turning lights back on, or keeping him from turning this one lamp off.
Ooh, spooky lamp. I think this actually was written by Stephen King because it's got this. It's a killer lamp. Irk. It's a fucking one. The movie's not original, and on top of that, if you're not going to make an original film, at least make it entertaining. At least be fun. At least be something to watch. Don't be boring.
Yeah, if this guy had never read House of Leaves, I would be so freaking surprised. Like, there's so much. This and The Shining, it's like, there's no way that you didn't take inspiration from both these properties.
Yeah, I totally expected Kevin Bacon to start saying all work and no play makes Theo a dull boy. Throughout his journal and shit. It's like, God damn you, movie. I don't care. You need to go fuck yourself. Yeah. Ugh. If you want to spend $20 on this, just go buy a $20 hammer and smash yourself in the dick with it. Or if you're a woman, smash yourself in the vagina. It's about the same equivalent, and it's just as enjoyable. Just watch anything else. There's...
we spent the $20 so y'all don't have to.
Yeah. Go watch VFW. Go watch Color Out of Space. Those are fantastic movies.
Go watch The Invisible Man.
Yeah, go watch Invisible Man. It's cheaper right now. You can watch all three of those. They are much better. You're going to feel like your time was not wasted. And on top of everything, you're actually not going to be angry at yourself. This movie will just make you just sad on the inside. You're just going to be like, I hate humans. That's because people are so bad in this, but just because you're like, why do people make shit like this? So, yay! More COVID-19 horse shit. Now we get to see. Oh, God, this year's bad. This year's bad. Like, I think
Can we just go ahead and, take the remote from Click and skip to 2021?
Nah, because somehow it means we're going to keep getting shittier and shittier movies. I will let y'all know there might be another review or two I'm going to try and sneak in. It will just be just my ugly mug. But you get to put up with me possibly talking about something a little bit more difficult technically to come out this year. And I also might talk about a steampunk movie I've been curious about. But hey, we'll get back to y'all later, and hey, next week we'll figure out something to fucking watch. I think it might actually be this one's decision because it's gonna be all up to her to give money to the evil corporation I still work for.
Yeah, we probably will. Go ahead and watch it.
You gotta buy it.
Yeah. Thinking about just watching that and like, nope. Okay, after cancel. Just we're good.
Thank you.
It's like don't take my money.
But hey, we'll see y'all next week with possibly My Spy. We'll see how it goes. And until then, we'll see y'all later. So bye bye, everybody.
Bye bye.